Edwards said, "Fuck them monthly payments, give me the total." He basically saying, I'm not finna finance nothing, including them kids. How much is it? You not finna drag me back to court every time you want to increase running up my attorney's fees. How much is all 216 payments? And come to find out, the baby mama is like 38 years old. Anthony is like 23. Girl, you knew exactly what you was doing. But he hit you with that plot twist and was like, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Anthony Edwards has the internet in a total chokehold after reports surfaced that he asked a judge to let him pay off all of his child support, yes, the full 18 years worth upfront, just so he could wash his hands of the whole situation and never have to see his baby mama or the child again. According to insiders, Anthony didn't want the child from the start. In fact, he allegedly offered over $100,000 to the woman to terminate the pregnancy, making it clear that fatherhood wasn't something he was interested in. But she refused and decided to have the baby anyway, despite his strong opposition. The woman in question is reportedly around 38 years old, and the internet quickly picked up on the age gap, with people calling her out for allegedly targeting a 23-year-old NHBHA player just to secure a child support bag. She's even been labeled a professional baby mama, with social media users accusing her of making a career out of having babies with wealthy men to live off of monthly checks. But let's not act like Anthony is completely innocent in all of this. This isn't the first time he's found himself in a situation like this. Word is, just last year, he allegedly got 2 other women pregnant and responded the same way by asking them to get abortions, offering them hush money, and trying to disappear. One of those women is the same person he's dealing with in this current drama, Aisha Howard. Interestingly enough, Aisha also has a child with rapper Lil Baby, and she and Anthony reportedly met in Georgia sometime last year. The pattern was the same. He hooked up with her, didn't as protection, and when she found out she was pregnant, he allegedly tried to make the problem go away with a lump sum of cash. Aisha wasn't interested in taking the money and staying quiet. She even exposed their text exchange, posting screenshots that revealed just how dismissive and immature Anthony was being. When she first told him she was pregnant, he replied with a cold, "Okay lol. Get the termination, lol." She clapped back saying she wasn't trying to blackmail him, that abortion wasn't an option, and he could either be involved or not, but she wasn't going to keep going back and forth. His final reply, "OMG bye." Despite how harsh that sounds, Anthony seemed to stick to his word. When the baby was born in October, he took Aisha to court for a paternity test, and once it confirmed he was the father, he asked the judge to completely strip him of all parental rights. No custody, no visitation, no co-parenting. He wanted the court to grant Aisha full custody and let him pay the support without ever having to play an active role in the child's life. On top of that, Anthony and his legal team accused Aisha of intentionally giving birth in California instead of Georgia, where she spent most of her pregnancy, in order to get more money from him. California has more generous child support laws, so they claimed her move was strategic. Aisha denied those claims and said she always intended to return to Georgia, but the judge sided with Anthony and transferred the case back to her home state. Anthony then made another unexpected move. He didn't want to pay monthly installments. Instead, he requested to make one giant payment to cover all child support obligations for the next 18 years. The court approved it, and he allegedly told Aisha that after that payment, she should never ask him for another dime.
It was really said, look here, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of why we here. How much is it going to cost me to pay my 18 years of child support up front? That is one of the most unhinged things I've ever heard of. Who would think of some shit like that? He dead wrong. He knew laying down with this lady and not pulling out could create a baby. 1 + 1 = 3. We learned that in grade school. We learned that in grade school. Now, she also knew the situation she was putting that baby in. That man told her he didn't want that baby. Nothing to do with it. The baby the only one innocent at this point. The baby the only one innocent.
People pointed out that inflation will likely decrease the value of that money over time, and that Aisha might spend it long before the child turns 18. Once the news hit the internet, Aisha started catching heat. Her social media was flooded with hateful comments calling her a money-hungry opportunist and accusing her of trapping Anthony. In response, she fired back by posting receipts of Anthony pursuing her back in 2022. She included screenshots of their DMs to shut down the one-night stand narrative and wrote in her caption that he had been chasing her for a while and did all the choosing. Anthony also accused Ally of moving to New York strategically, just to score a higher child support payout. That part has everyone raising eyebrows, especially since this case, much like the one with Aisha, is still unresolved. But Ally isn't staying quiet either. She posted screenshots of Anthony flirting with her in her DMs and even included photos of him at her house after they hooked up. She was clearly fed up and posted a message saying she's tired of being trashed and misrepresented over someone she doesn't even talk about or care for. She said she's not under any kind of NDA. She simply chose to raise her child and go on with her life. She called out Anthony's team for trying to spin things in court and sarcastically added that she was going to unblock him just so she could tag him in her posts. Now, before this drama with Aisha and Ally, there was Deja, Anthony's first baby mama. He actually got her pregnant around the same time as his longtime girlfriend Shannon Jackson, so both Deja and Shannon ended up giving birth just a month apart. Deja had her baby first. What's interesting is that Anthony took a completely different approach with Deja compared to the others. He's very much involved in that child's life and even fought for joint custody in court. Meanwhile, he went out of his way to tell the judge not to give him any custody of the child he shares with Aisha. He wanted no rights, no visitation, nothing. That contrast didn't go unnoticed. Deja, on the other hand, wanted primary custody but was okay with him having visitation. Back then, Anthony was ordered to pay her $5,000 a month in child support, but he tried to have that reduced to $3,200. They eventually reached a settlement, though the exact terms weren't made public. Then there's Shannon, who surprisingly doesn't seem bothered by all of this. As long as she remains the top priority in his baby mama lineup, she seems to be fine with Anthony having kids with other women.
Our strongest soldiers. Put me on the front line. Big girl said I would unbaby daddy him. If I got to unbaby daddy him, I got to unbaby daddy the first one. Damn. I say this. Y'all just finding out. Or y'all just, like, all this stuff that... Further comments up, you were saying that I was hurting on the inside or whatever the case. And I'm just, you got to pick a side. You definitely look early 30s. Listen, y'all be trying to make them feel bad about basketball wives. I thought, oh, I'm not a wife. I gotta make sure my man don't pull up before y'all, he see me on live, because he's gonna be like, why you on live telling them people your business? But I don't mind sharing certain things with y'all. I don't have a Rolls Royce. Let's see our bank. Okay, matter of fact, you send me a screenshot of your bank account with your name on your ID, and I'm gonna send you a screenshot of my bank account, my ID, and my name on it.
And of course, people online are chiming in with their own opinions. One person pointed out how society treats things differently depending on whether it's a man or a woman choosing not to parent. Another person said they respect Anthony for saying he'll fulfill his financial duties, but doesn't want to be forced into co-parenting if he didn't sign up for it. They felt that anyone mad about the situation is probably siding with the idea that the woman had the right to trap him, which they strongly disagreed with. So now, the big question is, was Anthony smart for paying that money up front to avoid future drama? Or is this just another messy situation he walked himself into? And that's the tea on Anthony Edwards and this ongoing baby mama saga. Woo! It's messy, it's wild, and it's definitely got people talking. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Anthony handled things the right way by paying that lump sum up front? Was Aisha trying to trap him? Or is he just out here making the same mistakes over and over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I know you'll all have opinions. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another juicy update. And if you're in the mood for more drama, click right here to watch another messy situation that's got everybody shook. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe and stay messy.